Good afternoon, and welcome to our virtual career spotlight. My name is Lisa Kuntz-Samanuk, and I am the Chinook School Division Industry Education Program Facilitator. Have you ever wondered what career you might be able to have in cybersecurity? This industry has exploded over the past 20 years with opportunities across a number of industries all over the world. No matter what industry you might like to work in, cybersecurity specialists are needed. There are a number of different job roles that might interest you as well, from IAM manager to security analyst compliance officer, or perhaps IT auditor or IAM consultant. This career just might be for you. On behalf of Chinook School Division and the Regina and District Industry Education Council, I am pleased to be able to have Zehra Beatty, Account Executive from the EC Council, here with us today. She will share more about the courses currently being offered through Great Plains College in partnership with the EC Council. Currently, Zehra supports cybersecurity training solutions across Canada with the EC Council, an organization well known for the Certified Ethical Hacker certification and for coining the term ethical hacking. Her primary goal is to educate others and address their cybersecurity needs, encouraging and guiding them toward the demanding and evolving field of cybersecurity. Zehra transitioned her career from teaching, tutoring, and advising students at all levels of English for over 5 years to pursuing a strong interest in academic operations. Zehra harnesses her passion for advising and guiding individuals in achieving career goals. Outside of work, she enjoys a relaxed lifestyle, spending her evenings at home caring for her houseplants and two cats, while also enjoying cooking for her friends and family. Following her presentation today, we will have a question and answer period. Feel free to share this video with others who may also be interested in a similar career. Please join me in welcoming Zehra here with us today. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the introduction. I do want to have a general agenda for today. We're going to be talking about cyber, as we have created a very, very clear um, pathway for students like you and any kind of individual that's looking into understanding cybersecurity a little bit more. So today specifically, we'll talk about the essential series certifications, other fun things. So I'm going to start off by asking a question. How can you protect your computer from viruses? A, never click email links or open attachments from people you don't know. B, always remember to log off when you finish using your computer. C, do nothing. Your computer will protect itself. Or D, give it antibiotics. Which one do you think it could be? Lisa, do you have any guess?
Well, I was looking A or B.
You are right. A. B, yes, but that doesn't necessarily fix anything. It may just, you're just kind of closing all your applications and stuff like that, but making sure that you just don't click anything. Rule of thumb, no clicking links or attachments that you receive. We already had a great introduction to myself, but if you need further information or want to just connect, I do have my LinkedIn connected here as well. So for today, as a quick introduction to EC Council as a general company, and then we'll kind of get into different cybersecurity trends we see through the past years and potentially continuing coming up in the next couple years as well, because cybersecurity industry is just, it continues and it keeps growing. So we will talk about different career options as well as discounts and of course Q&A. First and foremost, if you haven't heard of EC Council, I'm sure you have heard of Certified Ethical Hacker. It is CEH for short. We are the authors of Ethical Hacker and coined the phrase ethical hacking back in 2001 and to now we have over 20 tactical vendor neutral cybersecurity certifications. These can be added to your degrees. You can be basically skills based certifications. A lot of what we do, a lot of our certifications, job roles, all this information that we provide, it is accredited and recognized through a lot of really great organizations. I will have this presentation deck as a resource as well, so you can always go back and revisit some of the information. A lot of companies throughout the years, of course, over 20 years in the industry, we have a lot of our major organizations globally that do trust CEH as a certification, and EC Council as a whole. So you might recognize a lot of these logos and companies. Know that these are just, I would say, the top 50, but we have so many more organizations that are needing cybersecurity experts. I am going to ask another question. So, can text messages be spam? Of course, no, yes, not if you don't open it. Which one do you think would be the answer?
I'm thinking C.
Ah, that's a good one. They all can be spam. So making sure that, yes, you don't, if you don't open it, but what I like to do is you can, if it's on your cell phone, you can block them right away. So I would say don't open. Yes, text messages can 100% be spam. That's actually called, there's phishing, phone call spams, vishing, which is video calling, and then it's so any forms of internet or communication can be a threat or be spam. Going back to EC Council and why choose EC Council over other certifications. First, we are the only industry that is specific to cybersecurity. A lot of the other certifications and companies out there do focus a little bit more on the information security aspect, more computers, but we work on the network aspect of it. So all of our certifications are mapped to certain job roles in the industry. If a lot of this is probably not really relevant right now, but know that cybersecurity has a lot of job roles and a lot of great salaries within each industry, which I will be talking about soon. A lot of what we've learned with cybersecurity is the threat that's out there, but we also need to understand that every single person is and could be a data breach. So know that I really like the statistic here that a cybersecurity attack takes place worldwide every 39 seconds. That's less than an hour, less than a minute. And I'm pretty sure that's probably going to change. A lot of people are out there doing doing a lot of great information. Businesses are growing, but we also need to understand that that also gives chance to cyber attacks and fraud. So know that those top 50 companies that I mentioned, that we showed earlier, those are also businesses that can be cyber attacked. Cyber crimes can happen, but there's also so many smaller businesses that are targeted. So why I'm mentioning all this is that there is a great need for cybersecurity skills globally. Here is, I would say, why I like this is because you can see all the different job roles, different departments within an organization. So whether you're at EC Council, right? I am one employee working in Canada for a global company. Of course, there's so many ways of risking our network, right? Everyone post-COVID started doing online school, started working online, and had a lot more security throughout their home. So knowing that each role, each department, each company has cyber needs, whether it's at that entry level all the way to that executive. And know that there's different types of teams and different tiers. So that's all the information that EC Council can provide for you when it comes to job roles. But what we'll talk about today is more about that entry level and what are those essential skills that you may need. So I'm going to ask another question. What does IoT stand for? So we've probably heard of this a lot. We have four options here. Is it Internet of Things, insects on tablet, information technology, or D, innovation of things? What do you have any guess?
I've actually never heard of it before, so I'm going to say C, information technology.
That is a really, really great guess. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. It's actually A, Internet of Things. So information technology is an industry. It is, I would say, a department within computer science, I would say, but IoT is Internet of Things. So anything that is connected with the internet, your cell phone, internet, sometimes cars could also do that, security systems. There's so much more that is using the internet, Wi-Fi, hotspot, right? A lot of this stuff. So IoT, if you see that acronym anywhere, that has anything to do with the internet. I am going to skip through a couple of these slides. Like I mentioned earlier, I did use this as a resource, so you can always go back, but I definitely wanted to share some information, some research, right? But overall, the main issue globally is data breach. So what that means is a company, let's say big corporation, a pharmacy or a hospital, it could be any major company, they could have a breach. Their information may be held for ransom, meaning they would need to pay money to get that back. That could happen even on an individual level. Even someone you may know down the street who, I don't know, you forgot to cover your password when you're getting cash out, and next thing you know, you're also being breached, your privacy, your home, everything. So know that there's lots of different ways of having a data breach, especially through the companies, and know that there's countless research, countless information, countless amount of information out there, but know that EC Council and our certifications are very specific to the needs of cybersecurity and those trends. For example, AI. We just came out with a new version of our certifications for CEH and CPEN, which is ethical hacking and penetration testing. And those new versions include AI. So now that we're moving through cybersecurity and network security and all these things, we also are keeping up with the industry as well. So we do have these threat reports, data breach reports, that this one specifically is from EC Council. So just let me know if you can't access any of these, but you are able to take a look at the deck after. Okay, I know I'm going to be skipping through a lot of this, but know that cybersecurity is not just in Canada, not just in North America. It is a global issue. It is a global demand. Every region needs it, and the salaries are not starting off at a minimum wage. It's very good starting salary. Here are USD rates, but know that of course we can find individual Canadian statistics for different certifications and job roles. So again, keep me in the loop. Let me know, and then know that if you choose to go through this career in cybersecurity, it will be financially very stable. And know that, like I mentioned earlier, there's also room to grow. If you're starting off at that entry level, know that there's cybersecurity need everywhere in the departments, in every tier. So know that within obviously, career opportunities, there's different industries. I keep mentioning different organizations and stuff like that because it might not just be IT. It could be even a clothing store. Um, it could be a Instagram stylist. We don't know. Any person can also have a cybersecurity industry because now everything is online. So whether it comes to protecting finance department, protecting money, health care, protecting patients' information, every industry has a need for cybersecurity regulators when it comes to cybersecurity regulations, policies within the government, within the industry, and of course at home. So know that there's lots of different industries, lots of different job roles. Don't think that cybersecurity is only in the IT. You only have to have a computer to do this. You can have this knowledge and really add on to it and get to where you want to go. So with that said, there's different in-demand skills that you may hear. Like I keep saying ethical hacking. What does that mean? Um, Hacking is, of course, you're hacking into someone else's system, either whether it's a security or a physical, right? Not typically it's with the internet, but know that a lot of this is ethical. What we do is teach you ethical ways of being able to hack. And these skills are so employees, organizations, professionals would be able to trust you in being able to handle a certain breach within the company, right? So a lot of these go with hand in hand with real life skills, um, different job roles and different skills you may need. So cloud security is huge now because Apple, they have the cloud, Google has the cloud, everyone has the cloud now, right? That is could be imaginary. What is a cloud? Can't really touch it, right? So a lot of a lot of security goes into just cloud security. We have we have a certification strictly just for cloud security, application security as well. A lot of times I see a lot of students interested in coding and gaming, but if you're going to be building something, making sure that you also know how to protect it. And of course, all these other in-demand roles, core topics, risk assessment, disaster recovery, a lot of these are the keywords that you may hear. And again, what EC Council does is makes it a lot easier for you to understand how to even get into this kind of industry. What are the actuals? I want all of these skills, or I'm only interested in one of these skills. That's where we come in, and that's where we want to make sure that you know what you like because there's so many different parts of cybersecurity. We want to make sure that it is easier and you have a pathway, you have like a roadmap to follow. So I want to introduce EC Council training and our certifications. All of these acronyms that you see here are different certifications. They come with courseware, virtual labs, skill demand, um, skill-based labs that are in demand in the industry. If you want self-paced, we also have video lectures and of course exam prep, because all of these acronyms do have an exam because they're stackable credentials. I wanted to specifically focus on entry level. So we're going to be focused on this cyber novice. All of these are essential series. We came out with this about 2 years ago for that industry level 1 and level 2 cyber technician roles. These are, again, all of our certifications are vendor neutral, built in labs and all of that. And it really helps you understand the different kind of branches, different specializations of cybersecurity. Like I mentioned earlier, ethical hacking essentials, cloud security essentials, even IoT security essentials. So IoT, Internet of Things security, um, that could be from your home to your net to your Wi-Fi to even the business, right? It could a lot of these could help you in the professional world, but also in your personal life. So know that if any of you are interested, you have an option to take a look at these different categories or skills that you may want to use, right? For example, I had a student who was really, really interested in kind of diving deep, doing the research. So I told them, hey, take a look at digital forensics. They came back saying, hey, I want to do a little bit more on helping the team. So I put them with security operations, where is a SOC analyst team. That is a whole team that it's combined that is strictly with cybersecurity professionals. So know that there's so many different branches. Even if you want to go to that executive management level, we have a track for that as well. All right. Another main thing I want to mention here is, yes, we have ebooks and exams and whatnot, but our main focus is our real world life lab. They're all virtual machines. All you need to do is pretty much when you log in, you'll be guided through every single step. You'll have screenshots. You can also have it guided or unguided when you come to that capture that flag competition level. I'm sure you may have heard of CTFs, not just in football, but also we are using them in the academic world as well. Lots of great events have happened. We did an event last year on McGill, at McGill University with about 50 students. It was a hybrid event, absolutely amazing. And really, a lot of the students said exactly this, is that the labs were so accurate, it really made me feel like I was hacking or I was doing something. So know that you will be challenged. Know that all of the information and tasks that are uploaded or pre-built into these labs, know that it's in a safe environment for parents, for industry, for schools. All of it is all built-in virtual machines through one. You don't have to download anything. It's all through the cloud base. So really, really easy to access and review, and you have a lot of different tools that you could use. And for the Essential series, there's about 10 to 15 labs, I would say. But of course, when you go into CEH or ethical hacking, you're going to be going into more tools and more kind of, diving deeper into the networks. So you get more advanced courses. So know that just focusing on your entry level cybersecurity careers, this will help you get a lot of the job roles that are more desktop support, IT support specialist. And of course, if you want to go more into specific cybersecurity job roles, you also have cyber forensic specialist. All of these job roles are entry level. That means that there's room to grow. And typically, your company or who you're working for will potentially fund or help you upskill. So know that there's room to grow. If you don't like cloud security, you may like IoT. If you don't like IoT, you may like application security. There's so many different venues, and know that there is a way of getting your hands on this, is through Great Plains College. Great Plains College has been a great academic partner of ours. EC Council has lots of domains, but with academic, Great Plains in Saskatchewan is our biggest partner, and you can basically start your cybersecurity career with them. Take a look at their website. I do have it. I thought I had it. Oops. I thought I had it linked here, but I'll make sure I add that. I thought I did, but it's okay. So make sure that you are reaching out to Great Plains. They have a cybersecurity career page. You can also reach out to me if you need any information. But Great Plains is your first stop. They include all of the acronyms that I just went through, and know that you'll have 1 year book access, 6-month lab access. because of the content, because they're virtual machines, we're unable to extend that. But your ebook does contain the lab manual and the lab guide. We have the video lectures as well. And of course, exam prep when you're ready for the exam. You can take a look at the mock exam. You can prep for it. You can go through the different tasks and what's covered. And you have your voucher to get certified. So this is specific to all of the certifications, right? And know that we do have further information if needed on our website is cybersecurity career pathways. It's just on our main website. I've linked it here where you can actually have an interactive roadmap, right? But this is a general visual of all of it, and the foundational level, no experience required, is exactly what we were going through, the essential series. Thank you for joining. If teachers, instructors, anyone who is interested in free cybersecurity resources, email me. I can help you get that. And students, please do reach out to Great Plains College. I have included different career pathways here towards the end as like an index or appendix, I believe, which will be really helpful once you have this document. You can take a look at it. These are cybersecurity career pathways. I'll click this one, which is one of our very, very popular one. It is the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing career pathway. So what that means is you have all of these essential series certifications you can work with. CCT, which is our certified cybersecurity technician. This has includes a lot of the cloud security as well. So if you want more further information, again, please reach out. We can provide all of that information to you. But know that there's specific roadmaps, career pathways that you can take information, let me know. But like I said, you can also take a look at the EC Council certification roadmap. It's pretty interactive. Hopefully you can see my screen here with, if I want to be an application security engineer, you can see that I would need NDE, 2 of the essential series, CCT, and then of course going directly under CAST, application security.net and .java. So this is a good guide, and I will head back over to our presentation and know that we have network security, operations, digital forensics, application security, which is very popular, and incident handling as well. So I will stop talking and thank you so, so much for having me. I am opening up for any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Zehra. I have a number of questions and some comments too, I guess. I want to thank you first for sharing about cybersecurity and ethical hacking. It's not a term that I had actually considered, ethical hacking, before. It was interesting to see the top 50 companies that use your training. I think that students would find this encouraging for potential employment opportunities out there, just knowing that these companies, along with many other, employ cybersecurity specialists. It's obvious that there's enormous need of cybersecurity specialists globally, which is exciting for students as well, because many people want to begin to work globally, and that's a possibility. I'm sure that students were interested to know that cybersecurity is needed across all industries at various levels of training and entry, and not just in IT, like one would first think. Could you maybe talk a little bit more about that? Because I think most often people think, I'm interested in IT, so cybersecurity, but you might not be interested in IT, but you could still get into cybersecurity.
Yes, absolutely. And that is a lot of what I want to do, is spread that awareness of the different departments and the different ways of having cybersecurity knowledge and working in a different industry that's not necessarily IT. Like I said, nowadays, like I said earlier, you might have internet at home. I'm sure everyone does. But how do you protect yourself on the internet? Not just as an employee, but as a person, as a mom, as a sister, as a brother, as a person in your home, how are you protecting your network? So I think it's just gone beyond the industry, and it's really in our home. You've heard of car robberies from cybersecurity, hacking. Like I said, IoT, anything that's connected to your internet, which now is your security system, your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is connected to the lighting. Lighting is connected to the, right? So it all kind of comes back to an individual's knowledge and how they can stay safe in whatever industry, whatever the requirements are, but having, if you are further interested, which I have so much interest in, you can really get really deep into the different cybersecurity trends there are, like cloud security, ethical hacking, and AI, so many different things. But yeah, ultimately, it's come home. It's in our houses now. It's become more personal than anything.
And as I heard you talking, I was thinking too, it's more than IT people. Like you might be in healthcare, you might be in agriculture. You could be an educator, of course. You could be in retail. You could be in um, restaurants. Anything. Everything is using technology today. So it's no longer what we used to think of. These are just people interested in IT. You could be in any industry, and in the end, be doing something related to cybersecurity, which really opens the doors for many students to do something that they enjoy in an industry that they enjoy as well.
Absolutely.
Students, you said, are, and I know this as well, students are often interested in coding, but they also need to know more about the security piece to that. So, learning more than just how to code, but how do you make sure that that is secure? So
Yes.
that's another way that kids could take your courses as well, not just take about coding, but learn about cybersecurity in that as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs out there. Um, and if you do create something, you want to know to protect it. And if you don't, I mean, even social media, right? Sharing photos. I had one of those questions earlier, right? Have it never click anything from someone you don't know. It's even from someone you know. Making sure that you can detect where the scam is. You should always be suspicious of any email you get, even if it's from your mom, even if it's from your best friend, even if it's from your childhood um, teacher. It does not matter. Be suspicious and know that there's so many different and clever ways of frauding people now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You shared a number of training and certifications that are available. Students could start in high, can students start in high school to take some of these novice courses as well?
Yes, no experience is needed. We are strictly focusing on, let me just go back here. Here, for these essential series, they're foundational level where it gives you a sneak peek into that type of level or branch of cybersecurity. So let's say if it's ethical hacking, it is not CEH certified ethical hacker. This is ethical hacking essentials. It gives you a snippet of what you may potentially be working with in the real world or when you are a certified ethical hacker. So a lot of these are just sneak peeks to get your taste into it. And if you do like it, then you can go forward. But a lot of great tools are used right now. We have high schools that are using it at the moment.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Can students preview the courses or speak more to someone about where to begin with those courses? Because if I look at that list, I'm like, well, where do I start?
Absolutely. First, I would say reaching out to Great Plains College. Their coordinator is great. Um, they'd be able to help first. Secondly, you can always reach out to me. And this particular document, I have included links for certain kind of, like, for example, here, if I go to network defense, it clicks to the page where you'll obviously be going through more information about it. But I want to mention that we don't want to spend any money. If you are going to spend any money, please just reach out to me. I can help you. But all of these certifications that I just went through, where am I? Sorry, I don't know where I left. Sorry, here. All of these certifications are entry level. They all include virtual labs, ebooks, and all that. But these specific ones that are highlighted do have free ebook and free video lectures. So if you need any of the lab access, that it would be paid. And of course, your Great Plains Council can definitely help you there. But know that our essential series are free through our academic partnership. You would just have to reach out to me to get access to that. Our first three, network defense, ethical hacking, and digital forensics essentials, are the first three to get issued out. So we have all of that information and all the links and stuff that I can send you right away. But of course, if it's just for one individual student, we have other ways that we can share that with them. So please just reach out to me.
Sounds good. I really like the real world cyber threats lab. It sounds amazing, and I think that that will give students some hands-on practical experience, which will be very useful. My third question is in relation to high school students as well, and it's how common is it for students to go directly from high school into an entry-level cybersecurity career?
I would say very rarely, just because certain organizations and whoever is really posting that role um, typically require a diploma or degree, a BA degree. So if you have any of these essential series that you're really interested in it, know that we do have a lot of partners like McGill University, University of British Columbia, that is has the course for CEH if you want to get certified. So I would say any of these, you would want more information on it. Not to say that one individual student wouldn't be able to do that, but let's say, for example, executive level, you need at least 10 plus years experience. So it does get more into the work experience on that executive higher level. But like I said, entry level jobs nowadays really depend. If they require, for example, we were talking hired as a where was it? Cyber operations technician. This most likely you're going to need some cybersecurity training, but you're also going to want to double check if your role requires a degree or not. And if it does, then these are all add-ons to your skill. That's what your resume will highlight. But your education is still something that you would want to do through higher education.
Great. How long has Great Plains College been offering these courses in partnership with you?
Oh, I think they've been partners with us for over 3 years. So it's been a minute, but know that a lot of the acronyms that I shared have expanded. So if you don't see some of the acronyms on the website, know that you can always reach out to me to know the most updated information. And I've also shared it in this PDF, which is our curriculum guide. That gets updated more than our website, actually. Um, it goes through all of our certifications, all the chapters, and course descriptions and all of that, which is very similar to, like, let's say this, but this is strictly academic
Awesome.
and
Um,
not industry based. So
what
if it might be different information.
Okay. What have graduates reported with respect to job preparedness after they take your computer courses, or do you know that information?
I am so sorry. I missed that first part.
So what have graduates reported with respect to job preparedness after taking these courses? How prepared do graduates feel?
Absolutely. I would say 100%. A lot of what I hear is basically those labs. They really do mimic real life scenarios that you may need to actually perform on your first day even. A lot of the companies are using our labs, our competition style challenges, for hiring purposes as well. So know that a lot of our virtual machines, yes, you can go through it, but it is also vendor neutral, cloud-based. You can play around with them. Once you're certified, you also have a bunch of tools that you can use. So yeah, very, very handy that you can use in the industry. But of course, each certification does have an expiry date. So for example, CEH, you're going to want to be, if you're going to be in the industry, you're going to be going to webinars, professional development sessions and stuff like that. So that goes more towards that professional um, realm of it. But yes, very relevant.
Okay. Um, so many students ask us about job satisfaction and work-life balance. Can you tell me more about that if you have a career, what that's like?
Um, I'm going to have to answer this with a little bit of a personal feeling towards it because I was very much affected with the pandemic. I was in the like in-person teaching, managing teachers, and we did 100% switch to online. So I would say work-life balance has been very, very tricky with a lot of people. But why I like cybersecurity is because typically, like I said, you use this in your daily life, not only in your work. So if you have a job that's using it, you can make sure that your own networks are protected. It's kind of like a helping hand there. Uh, but I would say a work-life balance, and I mentioned this a lot today, is really the different branches. And why I'm mentioning it is because find what you like. I think I told a story earlier where I had a student who was really interested in investigating things. They went to digital forensics, took a look at that, weren't really interested. Then they really, really got into application security. So know that there's different branches. These essential series are for you to dive deep into it, take a look at what you like, what you don't like, um, and experiment and see what you can do. And of course, upskill. So that's why I liked sharing the different roadmap as well, because that really did help. For example, here, if you're going to be a blue team, if you don't know what a blue team is the network defense. I'd say protecting the network, defending the network, where the red team is your ethical hacking. So that would be you're attacking the networks and stuff like that. So there's different branches, different things you can learn. It's not just one way of learning. But you want to make sure that if you're going to be going into a job role, if you want this to be as a career, you're going to want to spend time and time on the interest that you have. I wouldn't want someone to go into the cybersecurity industry not liking, let's say they don't like network security. Don't do it. So making sure that you do like what you like, and if you don't like it, don't go through it. That's why I like to highlight all the different branches and different industries and all that are encompassed in the cybersecurity industry. So there's so many different ways of doing it.
That's interesting for you to say because that was part of my next question was what do students find the most interesting about that? And I guess what you're saying is there's so many different branches that if you're not interested in one thing, or if you think you might be interested in something, check it out. And if you're not, go try something else. There's always lots of different things. If you get, in a rut, you can always change what you're doing within cybersecurity and change your career that way. So that's neat to know. What environments do you typically work in?
Um, I'm so sorry. Are you able to rephrase that, like meaning
So somebody with
certification
a
wise?
cybersecurity training, what environment would you work in? Like, are you at home? Are you in an office? Are you outside? Or like,
Great question. If you're more physical with your labs and stuff like that, of course you're going to be um on, I would say, in the building where the SOC team is. So where your network is. So where's your cloud server? A lot of the specializations here, security applications, security operations, these would typically mean that you would need to be where the network is or have an eye on where that network um, is typically the server room, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen that with even libraries have it. So it's where all your electricity, all your network and everything is connected. It's typically in one room. So I would say the security operations, more operational team, like the SOC team, CSA, security operations analyst, they would most likely be in building by the server room on the computers. Um, but I can't say definitively if, for example, if you're independent contractor, you may do hacking from Starbucks or something. I don't know, right? It can get more complicated than that. So, for example, if you're ethical hacker, you're gonna want your company is gonna want to see who you are. So typically, I would say in person.
okay, good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know.
These are
Um,
high level, I would
yeah,
say. So you're going to
yeah.
have more, they're going to need to see who you are and you're going to have to communicate with your team and be that point of reference. So this also goes into the soft skills where a lot of times people think IT, oh, I'm not going to be talking to anybody. No, you're going to have to tell people what you find or what you don't find, right? So it's definitely more than just a computer job.
That's good to know because I know lots of times people will go into a career, and not certain careers tend to be more applicable for those who don't like to be in social situations, right? And so in this particular career, while you think that it's IT related and you can work alone, you're saying that might be the case, but most often you are going to have to be somebody who can work with other people and communicate with other people in person.
Yeah, I would say if it's not in person through team, like you're going to have some type of communication with your teammates where you're going to have to share information. Um, or if you're like a hacker, like I said, an independent vulnerability assessment kind of, you can also do that on a home server or hack into a server. So there's lots of different job roles out there. But yeah, typically you're going to be in person. You're going to have to communicate with people in person.
So you're
IT
not,
is
and
not very
you're
like can't really talk on the phone. People might take over your computer, right? That's a whole other aspect of technician support, desktop support. They typically take over your computer, right? So there's so many different aspects of it. Yeah.
so you're not working alone. Because
No,
some careers, that's what you do. You work alone. And you
no,
would
no,
think
no.
that this would lend to that, but you're not. You're really working with others a
You
lot.
could, you could, but you're gonna have to have some type of communication of what you're working on. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's it for me. I want to thank you again for sharing the various career pathways and roadmaps for students to consider if they're interested in this. There's lots of information they can get from Great Plains College or directly from you, and from the EC Council. And they can begin slowly. They can ask lots of questions, and regardless of what industry they're interested in, at one point they might be interested in cybersecurity.
And I've actually worked with students who, oh my gosh, they're completely doing a 180 in their career, right? With the industries that are changing, with job roles that are changing nowadays, it does incorporate cybersecurity. So this is going to help with future job roles, and help you get the skills you need to get even higher paying entry level roles, right? So get connected with Great Plains, reach out to me. We'll also, like I said, I'll share a PDF of this deck because of all the links and all the resources that are included. So please do reach out if anything is missing.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Sarah.
Thank you.